Since my cable system has added the military channel, I have to admit that I've become a bit of a military freak. I've learned about every war there's ever been, about the weapons, the tactics, the leaders. It's really a wonderful way for a civilian to just waste a ton of time. Just sit there and watch younger, more fit guys fight each other. Oh, and there's Hitler. He's on every day, so if you can't find him on the History Channel or A&E, his show is on over at the Military Channel. Alright, so why am I going on about war on TV when I'm supposed to be talking about movies? Well, it's all going to come together, trust me. You see, one afternoon, while the Military Channel was showing some part of World War II that I had seen a dozen times, I changed the channel and discovered another channel, the Chiller Channel. And they had a war movie on, so I sat there. And it was the Neil Marshall movie, Dog Soldiers, and it's this week's movie. Now, I've been a Neil Marshall fan since seeing his second movie, The Descent, so catching his first movie has always been on my agenda, and now I can cross that off the list. Here's the story. We're in the Highlands of Scotland, and we're on maneuvers with a British platoon who are supposed to be fighting a group of Special Forces troops. After spending a very weird night in the forest, our platoon discovers the Special Forces group, and they've been wiped out by something very large and very angry that lives in the forest. And their bodies are completely gone. Now, what could do something like that? Well, since the movie doesn't really keep it a secret, neither will I. It's a group of werewolves who live in the middle of the Highlands. Now our group of soldiers are forced to hole up in a house they've discovered and fight off this organized group of werewolves until the sun comes up. That's really the bare bones of this movie, but there's a lot more here. Marshall populates his movies with people who feel like real people. They're not just stereotypes who could be dispensed with willy-nilly. And this seems to be a trend that Marshall follows, making his characters more than just two-dimensional things to be killed off in more violent ways. And that makes this movie a little bit more than just a normal horror movie. Now, it's not perfect. The werewolves do appear to be big dudes in wolf heads for part of the movie, but that doesn't take away from the suspense that Marshall builds here. This movie doesn't ride on those werewolves. It rides on the people trapped in the house together. Soldiers who find out that despite their weapons and training, they're helpless against a foe that they can barely see and can't hurt in any conventional way. Now, whether you're a werewolf fan, a horror fan, or a fan of military movies, Dog Soldiers really does fill the bill. It's just a great movie. I'm giving Dog Soldiers 3 out of 4 cigars. It's not perfect, and by about 3/4 of the way through, I was ready for the final battle to begin. But it's still a good movie and worth your rental dollar. So, until next week, when we'll all reconvene here, remember, I can always be found howling at the indie movie scene over at roguecinema.com, or you can see my hair grow uncontrollably every Tuesday when the new horror DVDs come out over at fearzone.com. And I'm always right here, filing down my fangs and waiting for my next victim, and reminding you that the best movies are bad movies.
Yes, I'm on a